One, two, three, four. Welcome to the show where the rapper must have some flow.
Welcome to the show. Da 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 da. Who's next? Dom will go.
Okay,
I'm
welcome
not
to the
freestyling.
show. The Negro who don't even like rap trying to flow.
Excellent.
Welcome to the show with David making this Sou Sou dough.
Okay.
Okay, hustler. Okay.
Right.
That's right.
So,
You
so
done come into money.
you not in no susu.
Ooh.
Yeah, you.
Who y'all think I've been for the past umpteen weeks?
We
I've
don't know
been
where
in
you
this.
is.
We have no
We've been
idea.
trying to figure that out.
Right.
That's
I
an
gotta work my
excellent question.
listen. I gotta work my circles, man. This Sou Sou dough don't just come in. This Sou Sou 1, Sou Sou 2. Listen, you gotta get on your circles, man. Are y'all on any boards?
What?
Y'all gotta
Okay,
get your Sou Sou board.
Okay, wait.
Monopoly.
Wait, we're gonna come back to that because I need to
You
know more
niggas
about
make money.
this. But wait, we gotta welcome the people. Hey family, it's clearly gonna be an interesting show tonight.
Yeah.
So we want to welcome you to the show, the We Ain't Talking About Nothing show, where we talk about a whole lot by talking about absolutely nothing at all. So come on
Absolutely.
in, join us tonight. It's gonna be interesting. Hope
Wow,
you guys are
wow.
doing well. Gentlemen, how y'all doing tonight?
Good, brother. How you
Yeah,
doing?
yeah. I'm good, man. I'm in an hotel trying not to touch anything. You know how hard it is being in a hotel, don't touch nothing?
I'm sure very.
I got
Y'all spray that joint
sanitizer.
down?
Yo, we sprayed it down.
Y'all
They
know how
actually have a
KB would
good
spray down a
system.
hotel?
No, they actually have a good system. So they clean the joint up, right?
Uh-huh.
So after somebody checks out, they wait a day. Then they come in and clean it up. Then they wait at least 3 days before they rent it to somebody else, which I thought was really cool. And then they gave us a bottle of sanitizer, like to clean whatever we wanted to
Wow.
clean. Kind of, yeah. So it's real. I'm very comfortable,
Mhm.
but I don't want to touch anything.
So Patrick, what we know about the hotel industry, I know that is a wreck for their profits because
Oh,
they are
absolutely.
used to flipping them rooms as
Like that.
soon, like
In
within 20
hours.
minutes, they got somebody in there trying to flip it to like manage one group to the next. So I know that thing is hurting them to wait 3 days, 4 days, really,
Wow.
a
Right.
day before they even go in, and then 3 days extra before they let anybody else in. I know that's rough on them, man.
And
Yeah.
they're already
But
like crazy under
I
capacity.
can only. Oh, go
Yeah.
ahead. I
No, I
was
was
gonna
just
say I can
saying they're
only.
already. Oh.
Oh, go ahead.
Hey, David,
Go ahead. Talk.
you always messing up our show,
Look,
man.
he ain't been on it so long. He don't know his cues. He don't know how to jump in.
They're playing double dutch. That's what I was saying. I think they're just happy just to have anybody there right about
That's
now.
true. That's true.
You
I'm
know?
sure.
Right. Because that's
They're
what I'm
happy
saying.
to
They're
be
like
open.
really under. They're really under capacity right now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
So
That's good
go,
stuff.
go.
I don't know what this was about.
No,
But
no, because I'm on my phone, right? So I'm trying to like see if the comments are coming up. And when I do, I didn't realize what I do with my fingers.
that
Right?
big old eight
I
knuckle
squash you like a brick. I squash you.
weirdo.
That's exactly what it looked like. Well, anyway, come on in, family. Show us some love. Like the video. Love the video. Let us know that you're here. Who's hanging out with us tonight? Let us know who's in the place. I don't know what's going on tonight.
Look,
Yeah.
the whole time I had to put his glasses on.
We're making a mockery of the internet.
So somebody commented on the video from last week and said, "I see everybody got your glasses on. You guys are aging." I was like, "Wait a minute! I take mine off from time to time."
I can't take mine off. I
Oh
can't
no, you
see. I
can't.
barely can hear.
So I just say contacts.
But
Listen.
so David, so Patrick and Mark know nothing about Sou Sou. So we're gonna have to school them at least a little bit, just so they know what they have missed since they've been under them rocks for a few
I thought
weeks.
it was like food or something.
Okay.
Right.
Foo-foo.
Like
Foo-foo, not
Sou Sou.
Sou Sou.
That's the first thing that came to mind.
Right, that's right.
Y'all see Johnson Young checking in.
What's up, Sister Johnson?
So I
Hey,
guess we
Sister
should
Young.
all just turn our cameras.
So this is the deal, right? So Sou Sou, everybody's coming out with these Sou Sou boards, and so the Sou Sou board is broken up. There's 15 different spots with 4 tiers, 8 spots on the bottom tier,
I'm lost.
4
Check your notes out.
4 spots on the second tier, 2 spots on the third tier, and 1 spot on the last tier. Who's ever on the top tier, like who's ever in the top on the middle, you get your payout. And your payout is everybody at the bottom paying into your pocket, right?
So
8 people at the bottom. All 8 of those people pay the person who's at the top, on the top, or who's in the middle.
So
Right.
everything reminds me of the TV show. Do you remember the episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia? Where he had this new program that she wanted to support, and Frank said, "That's a pyramid scheme," and she said, "No, it's not. No, it's not." And she said, it's like a triangle. And he flipped it upside down, and she went off once she saw what it actually looked like with one person at the top. Everybody.
Wasn't that an episode of The Office too? Like, didn't Michael do that one time? Like, he was.
It sounds like Michael.
Right. I know it was an episode. I know it was an episode with Kevin. When Kevin kept asking this dude what did he go to jail for, and he explained it to him, and Kevin was like, I had him explain it 3 times because I'm pretty sure that's what I'm involved in right now.
And who is this? Who's this person?
Amway.
No. Who is?
Carl
I mean, no. That's Carl Perez. That's a pastor on the Eastern Shore. That's my man. What's up, Carl? I'm saying, like, no. Who is the dude y'all talking about?
What dude?
You said what?
Kevin,
I'm playing with my friends right now.
He got the wrong.
You know,
TV show.
I'm playing with my friends on the call.
What
No,
are
I'm
you
gonna
doing,
do
David?
Oh,
What in the world is happening?
oh,
right now?
y'all can hear me?
Yes,
I'm
fool.
sorry. Oops.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I think we've lost our credibility for the evening.
We really have. And the show just got started.
Yeah, we're here all night, folks.
We got a long way to go. But no, so David, all right, so run it back for me. So how does a person make money from Sou Sou? So what does it mean to pay up?
Right. So this is the deal, right? If like Lori said, not like Sou Sou's in my grandparents' era. If you have people that you can trust, oh, absolutely. If you got people that you can trust, then it can work, because what happened is, like, when West Africans would come over here, come to America, like, we would laugh and joan on them because they live in 8 and 10 in a house. But really, they live in this house, but they don't. All of them have jobs. All of them are invested in these Sou Sou investments. And so one person who's in the middle, the other 8 people on the outside pay in, and you basically move up when it's your turn. I went to work with this dude. Now I was getting paid more than him. I worked more hours than him. This dude bought a house $230,000 cash, because like it was really from like this in Sou Sou investment. Now, and that's the good part about it, right? Because it really can work if you got a trusted community. The bad part about it is you got some people who just, they scam us, and so they gonna start in the middle, and the only people who move up is their friends. And so while they have people investing, the people investing are never getting paid. And that's how you make it a scam. But if ran properly, it actually can work. But you gotta watch out because Oh, go
But I'm
ahead.
saying, like, how do you?
Off,
Oh, go ahead,
it's
Dave.
supposed to be built off like the principle of cooperative economics, where like we kind of come together to like pool our resources, ensure that the community has what it needs, and that if there's a business that you're starting, we're investing in it. If there's a project that you need over here, we're all investing in it. So it's supposed to be like that kind of community wealth building type of project. But what's happened is that it has become like a money making resource or money making. I don't want to say scheme because scheme has a negative connotation, and I want to be fair.
Right.
But like a money making venture for people kind of looking to flip some money. That's basically what it is. Like when a young lady had this little dude she dealing with, and she get her tax money back, and he said, "If you give me 1,000, I'm gonna give you 5,000 back after I buy this brick." So that's kind of what Sou Sou has become, is like this. Give me this money, and I'm gonna flip it for you because I'm gonna get 5 other people to give me their money, and we all going to pay out. So that's kind of what it's become.
I guess, what is the investment tool though? Like how are they just
they're
taking
using
from
Cash
money
App.
and giving it?
So everybody's like, you send one person your $100 in Cash App or whatever. That's what I've heard, and then it all goes to like the next person who's supposed to get paid out as more people come in, and then I don't know how the boards work.
Right. So, and that's what I was saying. So they're basically 4 levels. It's one person in the middle, 2 people outside of that, 4 people outside of that, and then 8 people outside of that. And so the thing is, the plan is for people to reinvest, because the more you reinvest, the faster it works, and the easier it is.
One person is a banker, like Monopoly.
Now listen, I will say this:
But
if
like
one person is collecting
like,
money,
what are you investing in?
don't get out of that board right now, because if one person is collecting money for all of the boards and distributing, now you need to get out of that board right now. And so the way they do it is it's through Cash App. So people set up the board and then they go through Cash App, and the way they use this new texting app called Telegram. Now listen, there's WhatsApp, there's Duo, there's Messenger, it's my regular SMS messages, but they got Telegram now. And so everybody who's on Telegram, they in a Sou Sou board. That's right.
It looks like
so, but when does it end though? Because at some point, it's got to be over with, right? And then so does everybody get their money out, or does it just go on for perpetuity?
Right. And so now, when does it end? I have no idea. And I think what some people have done, like Sister Heidi said, every 4 weeks you're the person, but depending on how fast the circles work, like my sister's in this circle where they're getting paid out 1.5, 2 weeks.
Don't tell nobody business.
And
don't tell her business.
No,
don't worry. I don't care. I'm at her house. She don't care. There we go. and so like,
get her off there. Get her off.
It really can work out. But but as far as the ending, it's like prayerfully, once again, if you're in a good circle, they'll give people their refund. They'll give people their $100 back if they recognize that the circle is slowing down. But if you're with a scammer is going to do what a scammer does, and that's take everything they can.
It's too many scammers out here, bro. Like Lori Jean said, the one she was presented was $500.
And I saw one today that was talking about like 1,200.
See, look, she said, but her friend Indy got a 4K payout.
Wow.
$500. So,
but I mean, I guess I'm trying to figure out if it's just cycling through all of these different people,
right?
Like how is the money like? How is it the money building on itself?
because the 8 people who's in the bottom, they pay the person, or the 8 people who's on the outside, they pay the person who's on the inside, like who's in the middle, right? And so if each of them are paying $100, then the person in the middle gets $800. What usually happens is the person in the middle reinvests into it, so the person in the middle then pays back into the Sou Sou on a different board.
Oh,
So it's not like
wow.
it's not like, you know, people get it and then disappear.
And so
Right.
this is
You only pay
interesting.
it once. Yeah, that's right. But like I said, if it's ran the right way, I mean, it's but
So this
So
is
outside of
not
that,
like a compound interest type thing. This is just
this is
people
straight up
cycling
cash.
money
Right.
through.
And that's how it's a pyramid scheme. So William Shakespeare said
Oh, Shakespeare.
that a pyramid scheme by any other name is
Can
still
y'all
a
see
pyramid
David
scheme.
and Damo down there?
No, they cannot.
you said William Shakespeare. Well, in the words of Creed Bratton, I've been in multiple cults, and you make money as the leader, but you have more fun as a participant.
And Creed
I know things-
is this who the boxer from the Rocky movie? Is that who we
No,
talking about?
No.
Bratton, man.
What?
Oh.
Creed Bratton.
Bratton from The Office.
That's right. You never seen The Office?
You know I don't watch television, so no.
Oh, right. That's a CNN or ESPN, right?
That's it, buddy.
And speaking of ESPN, what's the name of that football team again?
It would be the Washington team.
No, the Washington football team.
Washington football team.
Right. At least
So-
New York got the New
They
York
ain't
football
got no
Giants.
name.
The New York Football Giants. So
Right.
let's get some reactions to that from some of our resident Washingtonians who support the team formerly known as the Redskins.
Right. Yeah, that's some nonsense. Hey,
So,
watch.
so the logo and the image and all of that has been stricken from everything right now.
It has. It is what is it, like a burgundy background with gold lettering?
Yeah,
Washington.
that's right. Only the colors remain.
Right.
Yeah, and the colors are a little dark. They're a little deeper.
Right.
But yeah. So this what I've heard is the leading candidate is the Washington Red Wolves.
Red,
That
yeah.
way they could keep the HTTR. And Red Wolves were they're extinct in this area. They're not extinct altogether, but they're on the brink of extinction. And they were indigenous to this to the Mid-Atlantic. I'm not in the Mid-Atlantic, but in the Mid-Atlantic, it's
I didn't know
indigenous. Yeah.
Right. That's dope.
Yeah.
But see,
And-
whatever happened to the Warriors?
I think it's still on the table. I just what I've heard is the Red Wolves, Red Tails, and the Warriors
Right.
were on the table along with Senators and something else. But I think what they're really considering is the Red Wolves and the Red Wolves, Warriors, and Red Tails.
Yeah, and
What you know? Oh, go ahead, Dom.
I was just going to ask about like your thoughts on the Redskins and whether or not it was time now. Were you one of the ones who were offended or thought the name was offensive, not necessarily being offended?
Yes.
So both of y'all kind of support them.
Oh, no doubt. Well, my position has always been if you can't have the Chicago Chinks, if you can't have the Seattle Spicks, if you can't have the New York Negroes, you shouldn't have the Washington Redskins. It's a pejorative, and it used a term that was specifically egregious to Native Americans. Now, that you'll always find some Native American person here or there who will say, "Hey, it's not offensive to me." I actually had one of my cousins who I love was like, "Hey, my grandmother was Native American. I don't find it offensive." I'm like, "Yeah, all right, bro. Whatever. Whose grandmother was it?"
Let them tell it.
Yeah, you're right. Well, I'm not. But I mean, she actually is, but or was, but I mean, man, so what? It's incendiary, and every week we got on television and said that. I mean, think about it. If we did that to any other race of people, they wouldn't say that, and you wouldn't have the Caucasus Mountain Caucasians. You wouldn't do that. You wouldn't make them a caricature based around their race, which is what they did with the Redskins. So I think it's past time, and I'm glad that he was pressured into doing it, because that says that this Black Lives Matter movement, which is spilling over into so many other areas,
Absolutely.
is still carrying on very successfully. Yeah.
Definitely. What you think, Dave?
Oh no, I think well basically it's about that time, and but more importantly what Mark said, that it's only changing now because like of this Lives Matter, but more importantly because money is involved. You know, it's when FedEx and Nike are getting involved,
Yep.
where Dan Snyder's pockets are affected. Now it's time for a change, because people have been crying that they should have changed this name a long time ago, and that was ignored. It's been in the news a long time. It's been discussed on Skip and Shannon. It's been discussed on several ESPN shows. But now that his pockets are affected, oh, now there's this urgency to change the name and change it now. And we can't, like, you know, it's a beautiful thing that is getting changed, but we can't ignore the fact that Daniel Snyder wanting to change the team's name has nothing to do with Daniel Snyder's sensitivity to it being an offensive and racist name.
Yeah, absolutely.
It has everything to do with the fact that he's losing money. And that's the part. It's hard to support.
I think that was the issue for me.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah. Go ahead, David.
Yeah. Oh no, I was just gonna say, and so it's still hard for me to support the Washington team, because, like, you know, I dislike their owners so much.
Right.
Exactly. It's like I dislike their owners so much in everything that he stands for, because he's not even about winning. And he has a sports team. He has a competitive sports team, and he could care less about winning. He just cares about his bottom line. That's an issue in and of itself if you're a fan of sports, right? And then to know that he is insensitive and racist to the cries of fans and those that is hurting, it's just like, you know, I'll be a hater for life, but I can't wait till Daniel Snyder sells this team.
And he might be forced to do that because of all these other scandals that are kind of coming to light, that are really putting him in some hot water. But it does beg this question that we all have to ask. These last two conversations have been kind of about money. What's the craziest thing that you've done to make money? And I think around this virtual table, we got some stories to tell.
So I think we should start with Dave. So first. So David, have you been in the system or just Val?
You see what? I can't talk about my sister no more. Those was the rules to the show. I can't talk about my sister. Have I done? You said what's the craziest thing? The craziest thing I've done getting money. Pass. I'll come back to me. I'm trying to think about the craziest thing I've done.
Oh, I got to answer to you too. But let's move on. Let's move on to Mark Thomas, who I know has many stories to tell.
I'm trying to think of the craziest thing. I've done a lot of stuff, but the craziest thing I do. So So now this is actually crazy. Major League Baseball and all of the sports companies have contracts with people that manufacture their jerseys. So I was in Modell's, which is bigger farther north of here. You know, we got a couple in the East here,
Right.
but in New York, you know, Patrick, when you were in Philly, you know, there's Modell's everywhere. So Modell's bought up all of Major League Baseball jerseys, the surpluses that they had. So the actual jerseys that they wore. So what they did,
like
they
field
do is,
jerseys.
that's right. So they get the jerseys. It's called the Diamond Collection. So they get the jerseys. And then when a player needs a jersey, orders a certain size, and then Modell's would put them on. So there was a company in New York City that did the NBA called Jerry Cosby, and it's still in Madison Square Garden. So, and Cosby used to do that for the NBA. So Modell's had all these jerseys. I bought every jersey that Modell's had in the Philadelphia, in New Jersey, and New York area. Wow. I had boxes and boxes of these jerseys because they were $5. I took those
and
jerseys.
Mark Thomas can't pass up no sale. You hear me?
I took those jerseys and I loaded them up on eBay for $24.99. And as fast as I would type it in, somebody would buy it.
Wow.
I sold those jerseys for 6 months. Easily, I was clearing over $1,000 every week.
Oh wow,
that's probably the craziest thing I've ever done for money.
Yeah. That's good.
I'm kind of floored.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I wasn't expecting that.
I mean, stripping and stuff. That's not really for this show.
That's not that crazy though. That's you know, it happens.
I said, Magic Marker was my name. Yeah, do that thing.
You know, it's gonna be Graybeard.
No, that was before
Silverback.
How about Fatback? How about that?
So since David don't want to tell his story, let me talk about how David and his brother used to deliver summonses.
Ooh. Hey, bro. That was a long time ago. Hey, you know, honestly, I forgot all about that, but you are absolutely right. So one summer, I was delivering summons, like court summons to people. And so I mean, you didn't get paid that much. You got like $75 per summons. And it's funny that you remember that. We would go to people's house. And so, you know, some first one, like I showed up, caught them. I think I caught them like getting out of their car or something. Boom, gave them the summons. It was good. Second time, girl got rowdy with me. And so it was like, hey, look, I'm just here to do my job. By like the third or fourth summons, I started having Darnell go with me. Cause it's like, all right, if anything break off, we gonna give them this summons and they gonna get this fade.
You can catch this paper and you can catch these hands, baby.
Exactly. This long before, try Jesus.
Don't try me.
Exactly. That was a crazy way to make money. See, I was thinking I also worked at Six Flags. But you know, I worked at Six Flags and I worked in at like one of the little fast food stands. And I mean I think that was crazy because we were in a little box frying food all day while it was like 98 degrees outside that felt like 104. And so we used to
how little was that box, big fella?
Listen, it was small enough. And this how horrible it was. We would fry nuggets and hide in the freezer and eat them.
What?
And so, Listen, let me tell y'all the end of that job. The end of that job came because y'all know I play too much. And so the end of that job came when my supervisor, I was joning on him. He caught an attitude and told me get all of the grease out of the little dump truck. I told him there were no gloves, so I couldn't get it out. He said, use your hands. And so I told him, he crazy. And he said, well, if you don't use your hands, then you just go ahead and go home. And at that moment, I took that name tag off. I took that hat off, and he was like, what are you doing? I said, oh, like you sending me home. I quit, baby. Like, this ain't nothing to talk about. So now that y'all got me started, y'all know I did construction for one day. I did construction for absolutely, listen, I did construction for one day. This dude got me a job doing construction. I get on the site. I'm thinking now I have no experience, but somewhere in my mind, I'm thinking I'm about to start putting up drywall or something. They have me in there. Listen, once again, it's like one of those 98-degree days that feel like 104. They have me sweeping dust, like wood chip debris, dust debris, right by porta potty. And this woman goes in there and she tears it up, and the smell is coming out, and the dust is hitting my face, and I'm sweating. Oh, and I drop the broom right there, and I leave. Listen, I ain't about to clean up no dust. I smell like poop fumes are hitting me in the face. So, yeah. I've done some crazy stuff for money, but I ain't continue to do it for money.
That's crazy.
But how
wow.
That's hard.
So
that's hilarious.
None of mine are nearly as fun or as profitable as the first two stories.
Me either.
But what I think mine is trying to sell games back to GameStop, because you buy a game for $60 and GameStop tell you that you can only get $8 back for it. So selling games, phones, like I would sell every electronic I had when I was younger because I wanted money for a new game. But when you get in that store and they tell you that the game that you bought for $60 or the game system, which retails at $300, $350, you get $25 for a whole game system. You like, nah, player. Like, I'm gonna sell this to somebody down the street who will at least buy it for triple digits.
Right.
GameStop is the biggest pyramid scheme in the whole world. Sou Sou ain't got nothing on GameStop. I don't care what y'all say.
Yeah, they gangster with it.
They are.
Yeah. I mean, I've never, other than being a preacher, I mean, that's probably the craziest thing. But no,
they don't even pay for that.
Right. Yeah, other than like selling candy and stuff and like selling textbooks and that type of stuff, trying to
textbooks almost as bad as GameStop.
Right. And driving the textbooks like $300. You might get 50 for it.
Maybe. But we always went up to College Park, Patrick, to Maryland Book Exchange. I think that's what it's called. And so
I've been there.
Yeah,
we would pile in cars, like my little Saturn, RIP Saturn. We would pile like 5-6 people in my little Saturn to drive to College Park because Maryland Book Exchange sold back at a higher rate than Bowie's bookstore.
Yep.
So you always go there instead of the bookstore. But even then, they're like, all right, we can take it from you and put it online and you'll get a deposit. And when you get that like $7.68 deposit, you like, this was a waste of my time.
But sometimes it turned out really good for me. Now, in light of what I actually paid for, I mean, it wasn't that good. But to a struggling college student, like that $22 was
absolutely
all right.
My scholarship covered my books, but when I sold the books back, all that was profit, baby.
Yep, that's right. Cold hard cash.
Hey, man, I knew. Once again, now we're talking about that. Another thing that I did in school, I sold cheeseburgers. Right? I sold cheeseburgers in the dorm when I was at Clinton. This is long before the Lester McCorn administration. I used to say cheeseburgers.
Oh no,
in
let's
the dome.
still selling cheeseburgers.
Yeah, right. Listen, I was selling the things in the dorm, and so I was only selling them like late at night and like at midday because early in the morning and in the afternoons, the like the little floor warden, she'd come around. That's what we call it. She'd come around and like check stuff. That's right.
The resident director.
Listen,
The floor warden.
Listen.
Wait, where did you get the cheeseburgers from?
I buy from the store, but like I had this George Foreman grill. Brother,
oh, you made them and everything.
Yeah. Listen, and especially
like bought it from McDonald's and flipped them.
Y'all didn't have
listen, I was punishing them. I was selling them for $1, right? And this is how horrible it is. I went against my own rules because my yes, those merge patties, absolutely.
That's the cookout.
I went against my better judgment because my roommate, he was like, man, I paid triple for one burger. And I was like, triple for one burger? You can't pass that up. Man, I made that burger. That woman was up there in like 2 minutes. Shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down. And that was the end of you talking about a hustle ruin. Hey, bro.
Wait, so David, wait. What was the rule that you broke?
So the rule was we couldn't have any kind of grills, whether it's like charcoal or electronic in our room. Like, just like you couldn't have a microwave in your room in some dorms. And so like, once she found out I had it in there, like she confiscated it and everything. But it was crazy, man. Like,
David, that is the craziest stuff.
Hey, we had listen, Clinton was amazing, bro. And especially they're coming from basketball practice. Oh yeah, those burgers was going faster than
huh?
That's exactly.
So okay, I'm gonna ask a PWI question. So like they couldn't get burgers late at night? Actually,
no.
Oh,
Rock Hill ain't wasn't open. There wasn't nothing open.
No, at HBCU, there ain't nothing on
Right,
campus
HBCU.
open.
Exactly.
At Bowie,
that's what I'm saying. It's
everything
PWI
closed.
question.
Right. At
College
Bowie,
Park.
everything
Yeah,
closed.
yeah.
Like,
When you go to the University of Maryland College Park and you get
That's right.
food on the
At
road.
midnight. That's right.
so Morgan, I go to Morgan now. Morgan just opened up a 24/7 food operation for when the students come back to campus after the pandemic. Like just now, it was announced. It was just announced now that there's a 24/7 food service. Like Bowie still doesn't have one. Like most HBCUs are trying to get there.
Right.
Like you got to pass until like 7.
Yeah, Howard didn't have one.
But y'all had McDonald's across the street, depending on where you live.
Well, yeah. I mean, we had Georgia Avenue, so
right.
Yeah. Chinese 2:00 in the morning. You can Blimpie was open. That joint was a staple.
And then y'all got the grill.
Right.
And also at Bowie, we had what we called the $5 pizza man. So this dude was a delivery driver for Papa John's, and when like orders would get messed up, or like people would send their food back, he would ride around the campus, or he would ride up to campus and walk around. Like, hey, I got these pizzas. Give me $5 for them. Chubby, white dude, long hair. He was the $5 pizza man. And so we would be outside, and people were engaging in activities that they should not have been engaging in, that were not sanctioned by the campus. And we'd be outside, and he would pull up, and it would be a mad dash, run into his car, because you knew his car. And then he got fired for doing that at Papa John's. He got hired by Wing Zone. So it went from $5 pizzas to $5 Wing Zone. Like, that's a come up. Like, we'll take Wing Zone with them cheddar cheese wedges.
So how often were they messing up orders for him for that to be
Right.
profitable?
Very often. He would be out there. He would come out there 3 or 4 times a night. Like, come on. At this point, you did that on purpose to put an
Right.
extra $5 in your pocket. And that's probably why he got fired.
I'm so mad at that.
Man, when
That
you
is
broke,
funny.
when y'all put together the $3 that you got and the dollar he got and the change in somebody else's pocket, I ain't got but
That's right.
$3.87. I'll take it for a whole pizza. Yeah, come
Wasn't
on.
Did y'all,
money-
did,
Oh, that's crazy.
did y'all catch that detail in Damo's story where he said people will be outside, and then he went back to so we will be outside?
No. The people were.
engaging in activities.
I
What
heard of it.
activities were you all engaging in, Dominique?
What time is it?
Right. No,
Uh-oh. Don't
it's
try to
time for
run
you to
now,
answer
Doc.
that question, Donald Trump.
I won't. DT baby.
That's good.
That's funny. Yeah. So
So Patrick, what was yours? What was your other crazy thing you've done for money?
So I mean I know we both drove for Uber for a little bit. So I don't really have like crazy
That was crazy
what
to
I
me.
did for money stories, but that definitely was a stretch for me driving Uber, especially
Yeah.
on the weekends.
Yeah, so I love doing like the college circuit. So I would like go out to College Park right around the time I knew everybody was pre-gaming for the night.
That's right. Saturday
And
nights.
yeah, Friday nights, Saturday nights, even Thursday nights, and it was fun. Like I would go right
Oh,
by
yeah.
Cornerstone because I know
Mhm.
they about to come around this
Oh,
area,
especially on Thursday.
get their little insomnia cookies, all that stuff,
Mhm.
and then they gonna go back home, and then they gonna start dispersing. So I'll be like at College Park, Howard, Catholic, all that kind of doing like a little college move, and it was it was cool. But like I was running my truck in the ground, fooling with them kids, man. Like gas to fill up that truck and the brakes, like, it wasn't worth it. My
Right.
vehicle ain't conducive for that.
Yeah. And you
Wow.
gotta be careful though, because many of them they didn't have mamas and daddies like we did. And I mean,
They
them
know they
boys,
did. They just ain't had no home training. That's what it is.
Home training.
None.
they just in
Right.
a different kind of whatever. I
Yeah.
picked up a few of them kids like it was hilarious. Now this never happened to me, and so a friend of mine, he was driving Corey. He was driving
Yeah.
1:30 in the morning, and he called me because this chicken like threw up all over his backseat.
I always was afraid that would happen, but thank God it never happened. So I started watching like blogs and tutorials and stuff before I started. And so I put together like the drunk kits with like the plastic bags and the water and the mints and all that stuff. Because I was like,
wow.
if I see you looking like you might be a little too inebriated, pull that bag out that flap right there in front of you and yak in there. Zip it up and do what you got to do with
I
it.
don't want no parts of that. I don't want no parts of that. Y'all know I'm too bougie for that. I can't deal with that.
I'm glad I never had
But
to deal
see,
with it.
so there's the Saturday night circuit, the club circuit. But I mean, you really could get good bank off the rush hour circuit. So like sometimes, like especially some of those long trips.
Yes.
Like so, I picked up somebody in like, I think I picked them up in like Montgomery County, Shady Grove somewhere, and like drove them somewhere down into Virginia. Like I picked up some good change for that trip. So,
But man, when you're not prepared for them long trips, it'll ruin your day.
now that's
Like
true.
I had somewhere to be, and I had to pick up. Matter of fact, going to College Park, I thought I was going to pick up like an early, like little rush from the college students. This young lady was going to the airport. I had to drive her to BWI at like 5 o'clock. I was like, who does this?
5 o'clock p.m.
5 p.m. Like I was like, this is so stupid.
Oh no, that's crazy.
It was awful.
But see, you had to kind of hang around DC to make a lot of the whatever time you were going, because DC there was always a hit. Like you be driving up by BWI, you might have to drive down a little ways before you got another drive.
Very true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It lasted for a few months. Got my little change and moved on.
yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
did it for a little while, but it
I
wasn't
can't be
sustainable.
driving nobody around in my ride, bro. I
No,
just
Nah,
can't
I'm
do
over that.
it. Hmm.
And
no.
then they be wanting to tell you how to, can you turn the air? Nah, we're comfortable.
We're comfortable. We're telling the people that they comfortable.
Right, I got time for that. They be wanting to change the
That's good.
radio and all that. I've got the radio on to ignore y'all.
Because I don't want to talk, and I'm not going to talk to you.
So did people talk to you a whole lot, Domo?
They did every now and again, but
Oh
not
man,
too frequently. But what they, I don't think you could control the radio back then. But people always had an opinion on like the radio or like if it was a Uber pool, which was the worst. Then
I
the first
hated the
person who
pools.
get in like, why he going all these stops? It's a pool, lady. Like this is what happens when you do Uber pool. Don't do it if you
Yeah.
don't want to be like in the car with other people driving around all different places. That's how it works. And
But I hated Uber pool.
the app tells you who to drop off next, who to pick up. So it's not like I can decide to do something different. But they was pissed off. Why? I was the first person in here. He even dropped off 2 people. Yeah, well,
Right, you signed up for the Uber pool.
yeah, well,
You hit the button that said
to
pool. I had
save
nothing to do with
that 73 cents. That's what happened. You saved 73
that.
cents. There you go.
So
Listen, I
before
will
Uber,
always say. No, you go ahead.
before Uber, I'm in Montego Bay, Jamaica, and
I love this story.
I gotta catch a cab to get
I
back
love
to
this
the
story.
Wyndham Rose Hall. So I go down. I see these police officers in a Fiat, and I walk up to the one who's closest to me, who has his feet up on the dashboard, and he's holding an M19, which is an M16 with a grenade launcher on the top. So I said, excuse me, can you tell me how to get back to the Wyndham Rose Hall in the most American accent that I have? And he turns and looks at his partner, which is on the other side of the car, farthest away from me, and says, tell a Yankee how to get back to the Wyndham Rose Hall. So it's like, nigga, what? Like what? Like, so I'm immediately pissed off, right? So the dude says, you gotta go to the Citgo and catch a jitney. So I was like, okay, I think he says Citgo, that's a gas station. And a jitney, I don't know what that is. This is before Google. So I gotta ask somebody, like, hey, what's the jitney? The jitney, the cab. It's a cab, it's a cab. So I go down there. So when I get down there, there's a dude in a wheelchair with one of them things you put up to your neck. And he said,
Wow.
big man, where you going?
Big man.
I said,
Big man.
I'm going to the Wyndham Rose Hall. He said, okay, big man, I got you. So a Fiat pulls up. They open up the door. He opens the door. Big man, get in. 3 other people get on the other side. Another person slides in. I said, man, there's 4 people in this car. I can't get in anything. Big man, you're too slow. So the Fiat pulls off. A half hour later, another Fiat comes. He opened up the door. Big man, get in. And every day, they jump in. So,
Hey, you
so
gotta
then-
be quick with them joints.
then right. So he said, big man, you're too slow. So then about 45 minutes later, Fiat comes back around. He opens up the door. I'm getting ready to get in. Some kids are getting in. They like trying to pilot. He's holding the door back. He said, big man, get in. I said, man, I can't get in. He said, big man, get in. I said, I can't get in. He said, I'm going to tell you one last time. So when I get in, it's already 4 kids in there. And I said, look, you get on his lap. You move over. You get up in the front seat. I'm getting in this car right now. So we get in the car, and them kids are looking at me like, "Ooh, we'll take it." I don't want to catch a cab. No.
Oh my God.
Hey, every time I get in an Uber, that's what's in my head. Big man, get it.
Big man.
See, what you don't want to do is to be in one of those things and have to take it through the mountains. The most terrifying experience of my life.
The Jamaican mountains.
Yeah.
But
with
you're
all of them
Jamaican, so this
people
doesn't
climbed
bother
up.
you.
I am American. I don't know nothing about them tropical
American.
mountains.
Don't
So they're
don't
piled up
reject
in this
your
truck
heritage, man.
and home. Oh, you know, I love it. I love it. But like, this is when I'm a kid. I don't know nothing about this. I'm just here to visit. Like they're piled up in the minivans, like piled up, And because I'm American neighbors, and bigger than everybody else at the time. I'm in the front, and like homeboy is like zooming up through the mountains and stuff, almost falling off the cliffs. It was the most. I never wanted to go back to Jamaica. It was awful.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
They
yeah.
be in them joints.
That's funny. The Jamaican saying a Jamaican made him not want to go back to Jamaica.
Oh, but I love it now. I've grown since then. Thank the Lord.
Yo, but I didn't know Yankee was a thing in the Caribbean. Like nobody told me that. I just wasn't ready for that. I was very offended. Tell her Yankee how to get to the water. But the best food that I had down that joint was some grilled barracuda out the back of a Ford pickup truck.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. They had barracuda, breadfruit, rice and peas, and callaloo. What?
Mm-hmm.
Out the back of a pickup truck.
That's real. But most island foods, it's not the established places that you see on TripAdvisor and all of that. It's some little backwoods joint that the taxi cab driver takes you to, and you go through the thought of, are they trying to kidnap me or really help me out?
Even when I was in Tanzania, we ate at, I don't know if I ever told the story, we ate at this spot that was really somebody's home, but like they cooked food and you could like sit outside and eat. And it was monkeys outside, like real live monkeys chasing a rooster. It was a whole grown man rooster running up and down the dirt road, and it was monkeys. And I like wildlife and all this stuff. I don't mess with birds. I don't mess with monkeys. I am terrified of birds, terrified of monkeys. And my terror of the monkeys was heightened when I realized that one of the monkeys was missing an arm. I was like, how thug life you got to be to get your whole arm chewed off or hacked off or whatever and still be like running with your crew like ain't nothing wrong, chasing a rooster. I was like, that's not okay with me, because roosters are already scary animals. But that monkey,
I don't care.
Most of my friends DMV. Don't try to act like you ain't never seen a monkey chasing the rooster.
Most of my friends is monkeys.
I bet you some of them drunk Uber drivers done seen one-armed monkeys chasing roosters.
Man, it was crazy. And it was some of the best food
Uber drivers.
Some of the best food of my life. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I love it. Yo, man, Harry Spigner is up past his bedtime. Y'all see he's on here?
What's up, Reverend?
Yes, sir.
Hey, look
doctor.
at that. We got a diverse audience, don't we?
He must have took his vitamins at night. And he's up late. Hey, Reverend.
Here we go.
I shouldn't tease a man that's half my size.
So speaking of somebody
twice my size.
Speaking of somebody being up past their bedtime, I know Mark Thomas ain't gonna sleep well tonight, because right before we push live, oh my goodness, he can't figure out how to take me off because it's been too long.
No, I'm on my phone tonight.
Yeah, that too. Let me tell you, Mark Thomas, wherever he is,
and Angel better watch out.
He guzzled a bowl of chili out of a styrofoam container. Oh my God!
This does not qualify as a bowl. Okay, this is not even a cup. But it was chili though, and it's a little bit in there. Look at that.
That don't make no sense. You go
chili, buddy.
I can't do that, and I'm 30. I'm not in my 30s yet, but I'm almost in my 30s. I'm 30. Mark Thomas is 50. How are you going to fare tonight, man?
So, but I'm not in my 50s. I'm just 50. Okay.
Just 50. Just 50.
Nah,
I'm
that
just
still
50.
qualifies.
If I was like in my 50s, then it would be a problem. Plus, I'm intermittent fasting. So I'm not going to eat again until about 3 days from now.
Look, and you're supposed to cut off at what, 7 o'clock?
So what's your fasting window?
So okay, here's what happened. Like, can I give y'all my truth tonight? Okay.
So he about to lie.
No, man, no. I'm done with lying today. I've told you.
Because earlier I said, oh, what did you order? A salad. While he was eating one of them cheeseburgers. He was eating that cheeseburger that David Elliott sold out of his dorm room.
Okay, look, so my window is normally from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. But here's what happened. Okay, can I tell you?
Erica said, here come the lie.
No, Erica, girl, I've known you since you was a child, and now you all.
That's why she knows.
That's right.
No.
Tell us, Scooter.
She never knew those lies was lies. She never knew that. Okay, let me give my truth. Here's my truth. Okay.
Oh, thank you, Jim.
And it doesn't really matter at this point right now. I can intermit this fasting, but until that gym opens up, I'm gonna be fat. Okay, so I need the gym. I need a vaccine to help with my waistline. Okay, because it's not working out. I'm looking like
there's one out there. You know what it's called?
What?
Cocaine. you'll drop plenty.
Hey, that's funny. I was gonna tell him about this workout instructor named Pablo Escobar.
Okay, David. I squash you like a grape. God,
but yeah, I feel bad for Angel because you're gonna be sounding the trumpet tonight.
No, he's gonna be hugging.
No. I travel with Gas-X, with ranitidine, famotidine, and I have some kaopectate, so I should be good.
So do they give you
old people
on that AARP card? Like, does all that language come together? Because I ain't never heard.
Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all something.
That out like real quick.
Let me tell y'all something about that AARP card, baby. I switched my insurance over to the Hartford. Y'all don't hear me. When I tell you, my insurance is so cheap. Oh, buddy. Yes, sir. I'll be happy to have my AARP card. Love it. Proudly presented it when I got to the hotel.
Happy now.
When they sent that thing, he had an attitude.
Right. No, but look at all the comments of people saying that I don't even look 50. Look. Well, they wouldn't know that. No, y'all see him skinny. Only the host can see him. You can see him. Oh, child, you look so much younger than 50. Red Mark, you still handsome to me.
Like Erica said, here come the lie.
No. Okay, I'm over here.
But what's funny is he's only squashing his own face.
He don't know it don't look that way on our screen. I'm
squashing.
I come for you, Patrick. I stab you. Hush, David.
Oh, bro.
Damo. No.
He went wrong.
He was one of the dudes who did the puppet, the shadow puppet. He got his bed early.
I ain't fooling with y'all. I got some.
Speaking of old people, Pastor Meekers, what's up, Reverend?
I'm about to say, I'm gonna pass the dawn up. He definitely passed his bedtime. Listen. He must be sleep typing.
Oh God. I don't know why I did with y'all. Y'all hilarious.
This is
Hilarious. Uh-huh.
Well,
yeah, are on one. And
I guess that's
Mark Thomas is on 1,000 with them gaseousness is going to
Yeah.
happen tonight.
but y'all pray for him. It's
And
gonna
I
be a
squished
rough
me,
night.
That boy crazy, man.
Stick in the head.
That's
Oh
right.
man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's funny.
All right, well,
fellas.
TV
Well,
man.
brothers, y'all have a good night. Family, thanks
Good
for being with
night.
us. I hope that your sleep is much calmer and peaceful than Mark's.
Indeed.
God bless you.
Peace out.